Hey everyone, uh, Julia B here. Welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, um, God's blessings to you. So, you may not know this, but I deal with like some chronic fatigue, and just like sometimes I'll just like randomly feel super tired. And like I've had a can of Coke and a cup of green tea, and I've read my Bible, and I've prayed, and I've spent time with people, and you know, things that people would typically associate with being refreshed, energized, um, even like overly energized. But to me, I've just been tired today. Hence the different setting. I'm just in bed right now. But I wanted to encourage all of you, if you're having a day even remotely similar to mine, um, you're going to get through this. And as the new year kind of looms over everybody's heads, either in a good, exciting way or in a dreadful, anxious way. And sometimes it's both. No matter what you're feeling right now, God is with you and God is watching over you. God cares about you. God loves you. God is waiting for you to go to Him no matter where you are. It can be out loud, you can whisper it, you can sing it, you can shout it, you can just say it in your head. You don't even have to move your mouth. You can say, like that. It doesn't have to be words out loud. Um, and you can pour out yourself to God and talk to Him about anything. Um, and I really just want to encourage all of you, believers and unbelievers, if you need someone who makes you feel happy and alive and cared about, who else but God? Because a partner is going to fail you, and your friends are going to fail you, and your coworkers and your boss and your pets and your parents and your kids and your siblings and your aunts and uncles and your grandparents and people on the internet, frankly. We expect so much out of each other all the time. And I understand why people do. There's a huge lack of met needs in this world. And the older I get and the more I heal from my unmet needs and start to meet those needs in Jesus, I really start to understand just how big the gap is between what people need and what they get. And it's kind of sad. Um, but yeah, just keep in mind there is somewhere out there, someone in some place, for some reason, to some extent, where your needs will be met. And maybe in part it will be in a partner or in a friend or in anyone else. Um, it could be in a job or in a hobby or just in sitting in stillness and taking a deep breath. I need to do that sometimes, you know? Um, but ultimately, those people are not going to be the total fulfillment of your needs. Your job is only going to do so much for you. Your friends are only going to do so much for you. So, I really encourage you to go to God with things, and a lot of the time we will compare God to other people in our lives. People who have failed us, people who abandon and reject and confuse and lie to us. But He's going to do none of those things, ever. And so I really hope that you throw your concerns to Him, like a kid and a dad playing with a football. And the kid, you know, throws the football to the dad and the dad catches it. It's precisely the same thing. Um, 1 Peter 5:7 says, "Cast your cares upon Him, for He cares for you." And that's not just a, oh, hunky dory, happy go lucky statement. It's not like everything's gonna be perfect the minute you confess your concerns to Him. Life is still gonna be hard, but you're gonna have someone alongside you, and you're not gonna do it alone. For me, um, when I hear stuff like, oh, that person cares for you, I kind of take it lightly, as in, like, they don't really mean it, or maybe they mean it less than I want them to, or maybe they're just being nice. Or maybe they do care, but I know that they don't have the time or the heart or a listening ear to actually listen to me talk. And that really hurts sometimes. But God is not like that. Um, I promise you, He is so consistent. Hebrews 13:8, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So He will never change. And considering that Jesus is God, God will never change. He's always the same. Um, so I I want you to know that you are loved and that God's not giving up on you. And those gross, dark, intrusive, repetitive, depressing, anxious, etc. thoughts that you may or may not have. I know everyone struggles with their thoughts at least a little bit, especially during the winter, especially when it's night, especially when you're alone, especially as a new season comes up. I know that it's the beginning of winter has already passed, but the beginning of January feels like a new season in itself because it's the new year and it happens every year. It feels like the beginning of something because it is. That can be really hard for some people. Like I've had people who were my friends that they didn't want to have a birthday party. They didn't want to go to Christmas. They didn't want to go to New Year's. They didn't want to go to Thanksgiving or Easter or Halloween or anything else. And it's because they just feel overwhelmed by it or like they're just stressed out. They don't see it as necessary. And like I get that. I'm autistic, and I have some kind of sound issues. So I get really overwhelmed pretty easy and I relate to that a lot. Um so if you're spending this New Year's alone, I get it. I do. And even if there's literally no one else there with you, God is watching, and I don't say that in a creepy way. I say it in a loving, encouraging way. Your story, He already knows. Past, present, and future. He's in control, and He isn't going to force anything on you, but He does hope that you will come to Him, and He knows if you will or not, but I hope you choose to trust in God today. And, just take a breath. Just relax. Even if life is stressful, your whole life isn't going to be fixed in one day. It might get a lot better, or it might not. And either way, things are going to change eventually, either for better or for worse, but they're not always going to be the same. They're not always going to be dark. Day does come back, the sun does rise, spring does return, and then it's summer, and then it's fall, and then it's winter, and then it's spring again. And it keeps going forever and ever and ever. And God actually explains that in the Bible. He says that, these will be, He explains that it's going to be forever and ever until the earth gives out, right? Um, so I guess I'll leave it at that. But yeah, be encouraged. And for those of you who don't believe in God, dare I say, give him a chance. If you don't have anyone else, I mean, you can't go wrong. For those who are at rock bottom, or those who feel on top of the world, or who think they feel on top of the world, really, there's always going to be something missing from your life, so long as you're not in a relationship with God. There's a missing piece there, and I want you to find that missing piece for your own sake, but it's your choice. So give that some thought. God bless. Love you guys. Have a good day.